Hello again. This is Dr. James Porter. Continuing our series on joint care and natural arthritis relief, I want to begin with a simple question. Do you remember what it felt like to move without thinking twice? To step out of bed in the morning without bracing for pain? To reach for a jar or bend down without your joints protesting? To walk your dog or hold your grandchild without wondering if your knees or hands will give out? If you're over 60 and living with arthritis, I don't have to explain this to you. You already know how that quiet, constant pain can wear you down not just physically, but emotionally. According to the CDC, over 58 million Americans have arthritis that's nearly 1 inch for adults. Even more alarming, nearly half of them report that their joint pain limits their everyday activities, whether that's dressing, walking, or sleeping. One of my longtime patients, Harold, age 67, once told me something I've never forgotten. He said, "Doc, I don't need to live forever. I just want to live without wincing every time I get off the couch." That hit me, and maybe it hits you too. You've probably tried medications, creams, stretching routines. Maybe they help, maybe they don't. But here's something most people aren't told. What you snack on, yes, your daily little bites, could either fuel your pain or fight it. I know it sounds too simple to be true, but some snacks are more than just tasty. They're packed with nutrients that target inflammation at the source. In the next parts of this video, I'll walk you through 7 powerful snacks backed by science, the kind that can soothe your pain naturally and maybe even help you rely less on pills. And if this kind of information matters to you or someone you love, consider subscribing to Golden Health. We're building a place where seniors can find real answers, without gimmicks. You are not alone in this, and it's never too late to feel better, one bite at a time. Now, if you've ever struggled to fall asleep because your knees were throbbing or your hands ached just lying still, you're not alone. One of the most overlooked truths about arthritis is how it steals your sleep, and in turn, sleep deprivation makes inflammation even worse. That's where tart cherry juice comes in, and no, I don't mean a sugary fruit cocktail. I'm talking about 100% tart Montmorency cherry juice, rich in compounds that actively reduce inflammation and help restore better rest. Tart cherries contain anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their deep red color. But these aren't just for show. Anthocyanins have been shown to inhibit inflammatory pathways in the body. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that adults who consumed tart cherry juice twice daily for 21 days experienced significantly reduced levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of systemic inflammation. So, how does this matter to your joints? Arthritis, especially osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, is driven by chronic low-grade inflammation in the synovial lining, the soft tissue that cushions your joints. Anthocyanins act almost like natural COX inhibitors, targeting the same enzymes as ibuprofen or naproxen, but without the long-term side effects. They suppress the release of pro-inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and IL-6, which are directly involved in joint swelling and cartilage breakdown. And that's not all. Tart cherries also contain natural melatonin, a hormone that helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle. For seniors with arthritis, this is a game changer. Why? Because when your body gets quality rest, it releases more growth hormone and anti-inflammatory cytokines, giving your joints time to repair overnight. Less pain, deeper sleep, it's a cycle worth rebuilding. I had a patient, Darlene, age 71, who had been waking up every night at 2 a.m. due to joint pain. We added a small glass of tart cherry juice to her evening routine, just 6 to 8 ounces, and within 2 weeks, she was sleeping through the night and waking up less stiff. She called it "my little red miracle." Of course, results vary, but the research supports what many seniors are quietly discovering for themselves, that this isn't just juice, it's a joint-friendly, sleep-boosting ally in a bottle. So if you've been relying on painkillers to make it through the night, maybe it's time to try something gentler, something backed by nature and supported by science. Up next, we'll look at a cooling, crisp combination that hydrates, fights inflammation, and might be hiding in your refrigerator right now. After the quiet power of tart cherry juice, let's turn to something you probably already have in your kitchen: cucumbers, olive oil, and lemon. It sounds simple, maybe too simple, but this refreshing trio does more than wake up your palate. It goes to work where your joints need it most. Let's start with cucumbers. They're more than just water. In fact, they're about 95% water, and that makes them one of the best foods for supporting joint lubrication. When your body is even mildly dehydrated, your synovial fluid, the natural lubricant between your joints, becomes thick and sluggish. That leads to more friction, more stiffness, and more pain. Most seniors I speak with don't even realize they're underhydrated. But that subtle dehydration adds up over time, especially if you're already dealing with osteoarthritis or age-related cartilage loss. Now pair cucumbers with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and everything changes. Olive oil contains oleocanthal, a natural compound that has been shown to block the same inflammatory enzymes as ibuprofen COX-1 and COX-2. A study published in Nature found that regular consumption of oleocanthal-rich olive oil may provide comparable anti-inflammatory effects to low doses of NSAIDs, but without the gastrointestinal damage that often comes with long-term medication use. But the benefits don't stop there. Olive oil is also rich in monounsaturated fats and vitamin E, which help stabilize cell membranes and reduce oxidative stress in joint tissue. When your joints are under constant inflammation, oxidative stress accelerates cartilage breakdown. The antioxidants in olive oil act like a shield, protecting your joints from that ongoing wear and tear. And finally, a squeeze of lemon. It's not just for flavor. Lemon juice is packed with vitamin C, which your body needs to produce collagen, the structural protein that gives cartilage its bounce and flexibility. Without enough vitamin C, your joints lose integrity. More than that, vitamin C also acts as a powerful antioxidant, helping to neutralize the free radicals that trigger joint inflammation in the first place. I often tell my patients, you don't need exotic supplements to help your joints sometimes. It's a simple plate of cucumbers with olive oil and lemon that does the work quietly, day after day. One of my patients, Margaret, age 69, started eating this combination as a light lunch several times a week. After about a month, she told me, I didn't notice a big change at first until I realized I was standing up from the couch without bracing myself. That's how gentle healing often begins, not overnight, but slowly, quietly, and then suddenly you realize you're moving easier. Coming up next, we'll explore a golden, crunchy snack with ancient roots, one that combines healthy fats and anti-inflammatory spices to calm the fire from within. From the crisp coolness of cucumbers to the warmth of anti-inflammatory spices, this next snack combines the best of both worlds. Turmeric-spiced almonds aren't just tasty. They deliver real, measurable relief at the cellular level, especially for joints under daily attack from chronic inflammation. Let's start with the golden root itself, turmeric. Its active compound, curcumin, is one of the most widely studied natural anti-inflammatory agents. Curcumin works by blocking NF-κB, a protein complex that acts like a switch for inflammation. When NF-κB is turned on, your body ramps up production of cytokines, chemical messengers like TNF-alpha and IL-1 beta that cause joint swelling, cartilage erosion, and pain. In fact, a meta-analysis published in Phytotherapy Research reviewed over 10 clinical trials and concluded that curcumin is as effective as ibuprofen in reducing arthritis-related pain and stiffness, particularly in patients with osteoarthritis. But unlike medication, curcumin doesn't damage the gut or kidneys over time. So why pair it with almonds? Almonds are rich in healthy monounsaturated fats, vitamin E, and magnesium, a trio of nutrients that supports joint repair and reduces oxidative stress. Vitamin E acts as an antioxidant, protecting joint tissue from free radical damage. Magnesium helps regulate inflammatory responses and plays a key role in cartilage health. More importantly, curcumin is fat-soluble, which means it needs healthy fats to be absorbed effectively. The natural oils in almonds make them an ideal carrier, ensuring curcumin actually reaches your bloodstream and your joints. This is something many people miss when they take turmeric capsules alone without fat. Curcumin has very low bioavailability. But when you toast almonds gently with turmeric and a pinch of black pepper which contains piperine, another compound that enhances absorption, you get a snack that's not just flavorful, but scientifically optimized for relief. I had a patient, Gary, 66, who started making a small batch of turmeric almonds every Sunday. He'd portion them into little bags for the week. After 3 weeks, he said, "Doc, I still feel the pain, but it's not the same. It's quieter. Like my joints aren't screaming anymore." Sometimes that's the win we're looking for. Not perfection, just relief that lets you move again without fear. In the next part, we'll return to something warm and comforting. A soothing drink with ancient roots and modern science behind it, ready to take its place in your nightly routine. After the crunch of turmeric almonds, it's time to slow down with something warm, gentle, and quietly powerful, a cup of ginger tea with honey. For centuries, people across Asia and the Middle East have turned to ginger as a natural remedy for pain and inflammation. But this isn't just ancient wisdom. Modern science now backs up what our grandparents already knew. The secret lies in a compound called gingerol, found in fresh ginger root. Gingerol has been shown to block several pro-inflammatory pathways, particularly those involving COX-2 enzymes, and NF-κB, the same targets used by many prescription anti-inflammatory drugs. But unlike NSAIDs, ginger doesn't damage the stomach lining or raise your blood pressure. In one randomized controlled trial, published in Arthritis and Rheumatism, patients with osteoarthritis of the knee who took concentrated ginger extract reported significant reductions in pain and stiffness after just 6 weeks compared to placebo. Another study in osteoarthritis and cartilage found that ginger could reduce pain during movement just as effectively as over-the-counter medication without the side effects. So how does this simple tea help your joints? Ginger works from the inside out. It reduces inflammatory markers like TNF-alpha and IL-1 beta, calms nerve endings that transmit pain, and improves blood circulation to the joints, allowing nutrients and oxygen to reach damaged tissues more efficiently. It's like giving your body a warm, anti-inflammatory rinse from within. Now, add honey, and the benefits multiply. Raw honey contains flavonoids and polyphenols, which act as antioxidants to combat oxidative stress, a major contributor to joint degeneration. It also has natural antimicrobial properties, supporting your immune system when inflammation wears it down. I once had a patient named Rosa, 72, who began each morning and ended each night with a cup of ginger tea sweetened with a teaspoon of local honey. She used to rely heavily on naproxen just to get through her gardening hobby. After 4 weeks, she told me, "I still take a pill once in a while, but not every day. This tea gives me back control." And that's the key. Relief that's consistent, sustainable, and kind to your body. Make it easy. Slice a few thin pieces of fresh ginger, steep them in hot water for 10 minutes, and stir in a spoonful of honey. Sip it slowly, especially in the evening. Your joints and your nerves will thank you. Next, we'll explore something colorful and sweet, a handful of nature's most powerful antioxidant-rich fruits that might just help silence inflammation before it even begins. After a warm cup of ginger tea, what better way to brighten your day than with a handful of berries? They're sweet, satisfying, and as it turns out, one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods you can eat. Berries like blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and blackberries are packed with anthocyanins, the same plant pigments that give them their deep color. But these pigments aren't just for looks. They have a profound effect on how your body handles inflammation, especially in the joints. In people with arthritis, chronic inflammation causes damage at the cellular level. Cytokines such as interleukin-6 IL-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha, TNF-alpha, remain elevated, creating a constant attack on joint tissue. Anthocyanins have been shown in numerous studies to inhibit these cytokines, reducing the body's inflammatory response. One notable study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that blueberries significantly reduced markers of oxidative stress and inflammation in both animal models and human trials. Another study in Nutrients Journal showed that regular berry consumption helped improve joint function and reduce stiffness in older adults with knee pain. But how exactly does this work? Berries are rich in antioxidants, which help neutralize free radicals' unstable molecules that damage healthy cells, including the cartilage and soft tissues in your joints. When free radicals build up, they trigger oxidative stress, which accelerates joint degeneration. Antioxidants from berries act like natural shields, protecting your joint structures and giving your body a better chance to heal. They're also high in vitamin C, a critical nutrient for collagen synthesis, the building block of cartilage. Without enough vitamin C, cartilage becomes brittle and more prone to wear. By supporting collagen production, berries help preserve the elasticity and shock-absorbing qualities of your joints. And let's not forget fiber. Berries are loaded with it, and fiber supports gut health, which in turn influences inflammation. Recent research has shown that an unhealthy gut microbiome can worsen arthritis symptoms, while a diet rich in fiber and antioxidants can reduce systemic inflammation over time. One of my patients, George, age 70, used to grab a cookie or muffin with his afternoon coffee. We swapped that habit for a bowl of mixed berries, fresh when in season, frozen when not. Within a month, he told me he felt lighter on his feet and didn't need to ice his knees every night. He was surprised. I wasn't. It's often the smallest changes, done consistently, that lead to the biggest relief. In the next part, we'll travel to the Mediterranean and explore a savory snack that's been protecting joints for generations. From the bright sweetness of berries, we now move to something richer and perhaps more surprising: olives. This humble fruit has been a staple in Mediterranean diets for centuries, and for good reason. Olives aren't just delicious. They're loaded with natural compounds that actively protect and nourish your joints. The key lies in their fat content, but not just any fat. Olives are rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, which has been shown to reduce the expression of pro-inflammatory genes. In simpler terms, oleic acid can help turn down the volume on your body's inflammatory response. In one study published in the journal Current Pharmaceutical Design, researchers found that oleic acid can decrease levels of interleukin-6 and C-reactive protein, two major players in chronic inflammation, especially in arthritis. But olives offer more than just healthy fats. They contain oleuropein and hydroxytyrosol, two polyphenols that act as powerful antioxidants. These compounds help fight oxidative stress, which, as we discussed earlier, contributes to the breakdown of cartilage and the progression of joint disease. By neutralizing free radicals, olives help slow that damage and give your joints a chance to recover. Olives also provide a natural source of vitamin E, another antioxidant that helps protect the outer membranes of joint cells. Vitamin E has been linked to improved joint flexibility and reduced morning stiffness, especially in older adults. And there's another important angle to consider: weight management. Carrying excess weight adds pressure to the knees, hips, and lower back, the very joints arthritis loves to target. Olives, thanks to their healthy fat and fiber content, promote satiety. They help you feel full longer, making it easier to avoid processed snacks that fuel inflammation. I once worked with a retired schoolteacher named Linda. She was 68 and dealing with both arthritis and rising blood pressure. We made one small switch. She replaced her afternoon crackers and cheese with a handful of olives and a few raw almonds. 2 months later, not only had her joint pain eased, but she had lost 6 pounds without dieting. Her words were simple: it just didn't hurt as much to get out of the car. That's the kind of progress we aim for. Real relief that fits into real life. Next, we'll turn to one of nature's most compact anti-inflammatory tools, a crunchy snack rich in omega-3 second, that's small in size but mighty in effect. After exploring the savory strength of olives, let's move to another powerhouse that works quietly and deeply to reduce inflammation: walnuts. If you're looking for a snack that doesn't just ease pain but also helps repair the problem at its root, walnuts may be one of the most complete joint-friendly foods available. Their greatest strength lies in their unusually high content of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. While most people think of fish when they hear omega-3 second, walnuts are actually one of the richest non-animal sources, and these fatty acids play a critical role in modulating inflammation throughout the body. In people with arthritis, the body is constantly producing pro-inflammatory molecules like prostaglandins and leukotrienes. Omega-3 second work by interfering with the enzymes that produce these chemicals, essentially lowering the intensity of the immune system's overreaction that causes joint pain and stiffness. A clinical trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that participants who consumed a diet rich in ALA experienced significant reductions in inflammatory biomarkers, including interleukin-1 and CRP. Even more compelling, the study noted that regular ALA intake correlated with lower rates of physical disability among adults with osteoarthritis. But there's more. Walnuts are also packed with polyphenols and vitamin E, both of which serve as antioxidants to protect cartilage from oxidative stress. Think of them as a natural defense team, working to neutralize the free radicals that contribute to cartilage degradation and joint aging. One of my patients, Marvin, 74, was skeptical. "You really think nuts can help my knees, doc?" he asked. We made one small change. He replaced his nightly crackers and dipped with a small handful of raw walnuts. By his follow-up visit, he was walking more easily and, in his own words, felt less puffy in the joints. It wasn't a miracle, just biology done right, day after day. And walnuts are easy. No prep, no cooking. Just a small handful each day, about 7 to 10 whole walnuts can begin to tilt your body toward healing instead of inflammation. As we come to the final part of this journey, we'll take a step back and look at how to turn all of these foods into a simple, lasting habit, one that brings comfort, not stress, and helps you reclaim your life from arthritis, one bite at a time. So here we are. After exploring cherries, cucumbers, turmeric, berries, olives, and walnuts, one thing should be clear by now. The path to joint relief doesn't always begin in a pharmacy. Sometimes it starts in your kitchen. I know that when you're in pain, everything can feel overwhelming. Even changing your diet might sound like too much. But here's the truth I've learned from decades of caring for patients just like you. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to start gently, consistently, and with intention. Maybe today you swap a sugary snack for a handful of walnuts. Tomorrow, you sip ginger tea instead of reaching for another pill. And over time, these tiny changes begin to build momentum. You start noticing less stiffness when you stand, fewer grimaces when you bend, a little more ease, a little more confidence. That's what healing looks like for most people. Not a dramatic overnight shift, but a quiet transformation, one bite at a time. If you've made it to this point in the video, I want to thank you, truly. It means you're still fighting, still open to the idea that your body can feel better, even after 60, and that alone is powerful. As a doctor, I've watched medications help many people, but I've also seen the frustration when those medications stop working or bring side effects that make life harder. That's why I believe so strongly in giving your body tools it can recognize real food, real nourishment, guided by real science. If even one of these snacks makes your joints feel a little lighter, a little more alive, then it's already worth it. And if this video helped you or gave you something to think about, I'd love for you to subscribe to Golden Health, not because we chase numbers, but because this channel is built for people like you. People who are ready to feel better, live fuller, and age with strength. Feel free to share your favorite joint-friendly snack in the comments. You never know who you might help by doing so. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.